What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you get better, you're going to start to notice that your opponents also get better. And one thing that you're going to start to lose is time. The ball's going to be moving faster. You're going to be moving more places on the court. Serves are going to be bigger. In this video, I'm going to show you how to control the amount of time that you have on the court to keep you able to play at these higher levels. One of the biggest things that gets people in trouble is trying to fit shots that won't work into situations that they don't have enough time for in the first place. So in today's video, I'm going to give you guys a very simple formula that's going to be running in the back of your head that's going to help you handle those time pressure situations. So let's get started with today's video. So the first factor that we're going to be considering when we talk about controlling time is going to be our court position. I tend to put our neutral play, meaning just rallying back and forth, into 4 court positions. That would be just behind the baseline, way behind the baseline, on top of the baseline, and inside. Those are going to be the first and easiest thing to adjust when you're handling different levels of play. For example, if I'm playing a person that's pretty easy for me, I'll probably find myself holding the baseline more often because they're not putting a lot of time pressure on me. Whereas if I play somebody that's hitting the ball a lot flatter and faster, where I feel that time pressure, I might find myself in the deep baseline position to give myself time to execute certain swings. Now, as I said, that's the only thing that's going to be happening subconsciously, because that you can kind of decide depending on your opponent. So the person's not going to play way above and then way below your level. Most people, within the first few points or so, you're going to give yourself a home base and say, this is about where I'm going to be hanging out most of the time. So the next thing of the two is going to be swing size. And just like here, I break it into 4 main sizes of swing. And they're going to be at different techniques as well. So using my forehand as an example, all this stuff obviously applies to the backhand as well. You have your full swing, which is going to be the longest amount of time that you need. So let's say you're going normal forehand with your big loop and all the way through. That would be the one that takes up the most time. The one that you're going to do from there is going to be slightly shorter. You're going to go with an abbreviated motion where you only take your racket about to the thigh and then extend out. Still using the same ending of your swing, meaning like you can go for a flatter swing or you can go for a heavier swing, but you're going to be getting rid of all the stuff that eats up your time back here. Our third option, which is going to take us less time to do, is going to be our slice. Switching to a continental grip, you don't need as much loop time for a slice. You're going to be more linear. So that actually shortens up the distance that you travel in the back from this big motion here to a straight line forward and back. And then the last one is going to be your block, which is going to be similar to shortening up the swing here, but unlike the shortened normal swing, you only need this much to be able to handle the incoming pace. So if a ball comes in super quick, I'm going to be going right to my thigh, meeting the ball, letting the incoming pace do the work. If I have more time, I'll take it further back. If I have more time, I'll go from here and generate that power. And if I have all of the time I need, racket would go here and then all the way back. That's the formula for being able to handle different amounts of time pressure that you find yourself having on the court. But you're going to be combining that with, as I said, the different court positions that you find yourself on. So I might be playing somebody that puts me here, but then I'll be adjusting my swing shape and swing size depending on how fast or slow the balls are coming. Also, I might be playing myself or playing my opponent from here and then see an opportunity to step in and take more time away. But at the same time, I might have to shorten my swing. So I might be going from big swings here to shortening up and holding the ball here. So it's a combination of court position as well as swing size. So as I said, if I was playing against an opponent, within the first point or so, I might decide where I'm going to spend 80 to 90% of my rallying time. And then from there, they'll give me different balls that will show me an opportunity to attack, or maybe I need more time to defend and I have to jump back. So in most cases, I tend to err on going with the third option, which is just behind the baseline, not super deep, and then start from there. And if a person allows me to, I'll step closer. If they don't allow me to, I'll have to step further back. Once I've established that, then balls will be coming at me as if I'm playing a point, and I would just have to adjust my swing depending on how much time I need. But remember, there are 4 options that make it so that you don't give up unforced errors trying to force a swing that you don't have enough time to do into a situation where it doesn't fit. So just hitting a few balls. Watch how I change up the variation from one to the other based on my interpretation of how much time I have. So that's enough time. That's enough time. That's not enough time. That's a smaller swing. That's enough. That's not enough. Quick. Plenty of time here. Going in. Moderate time and through. So I'm changing up the rhythm based on what ball's coming at me. So on the other side of the court, you'd have more visual cues, such as your opponent in a bad position, or you hitting good shots, or you hitting bad shots. Because the third factor, which is going to determine what you're doing, is being able to read what you've given them and what's most likely to come. For example, if I was to hit a ball that allows my opponent to step closer to me, I have one of two options to save my time. Either I need to hold my ground and be prepared to shorten my swing, or I need to give up that ground and give myself my time back originally, and then still potentially be able to have to shorten up my swing if necessary. So obviously I'm hitting with Emily, and with Emily, she doesn't do a great job of keeping me super far back. So if I was a little more confident with my opponent, I'd hold here. Now that doesn't mean she can't hit shots that'll push me back or the shots that'll take my time away. But me being a little more confident, I'd play closer to the line. I'm also going to shift the angle so you can see the difference in like my standard court position to her standard court position. So full swing there. Slice. Full swing. Full and step in. So because the ball went higher, I felt like I could step in without losing any of my time.
Full. Half. Full. Black.
Full. Half. Block. Full. Block. And full. Full. I'm trying to win here. Full. Sorry the audio went out midway through that rally, but as you could see, where Emily put herself in the beginning and where I put myself in the beginning was the only real difference in our shot selection. But one thing that Emily brought to my attention I wasn't even paying attention to is it showed that she was more comfortable giving up space to take the full swing, whereas for me, I prefer to stay closer to the baseline, even if I had to shorten up my swing and maintain my court position. And that's just a difference in tactic. It shows that like I'm more comfortable with all of the four options because I know like the quality of the selection isn't going to get me in trouble. Whereas for other people, they might not be comfortable going to the slice or the block. And as a result, they prefer to give up the baseline a little bit and then take bigger swings or take half swings rather than forcing themselves into shots that they don't like. I recommend just trying to practice all of them so you can gain that little bit of comfort so that you don't feel like there's a spot on the court that gets you in trouble. But that's going to wrap up today's video. If you know anybody that would benefit from it, please send it off to them as always. And don't forget, we're trying to get to 15K to work on our next project. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. But until the next time, I'll see you guys in the next one.